Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 8, Book 78, number 668. Narrated by Abdullah. Allah's Apostle said, if somebody is ordered, by the ruler or the judge, to take an oath, and he takes a false oath in order to grab the property of a Muslim, then he will incur Allah's wrath when he will meet him. And Allah revealed in its confirmation, verily, those who purchase a small gain at the cost of Allah's covenants and their own oaths. 3.77, the sub-narrator added smiley face. Al-Ash'ath bin K entered, saying, what did Abu Abdur-Rahman narrate to you? They said, so and so. Al-Ash'ath said, this verse was revealed in my connection. I had a well on the land of my cousin, and we had a dispute about it. I reported him to Allah's Apostle, who said to me, you should give evidence, i.e. witness, otherwise the oath of your opponent will render your claim invalid. I said, then he, my opponent, will take the oath, O Allah's Apostle. Allah's Apostle said, whoever is ordered, by the ruler or the judge, to give an oath, and he takes a false oath in order to grab the property of a Muslim, then he will incur Allah's wrath when he meets him on the day of resurrection. Volume 8, Book 78, number 669. Narrated by Abu Musa. My companion sent me to the Prophet to ask him for some mounts. He said, by Allah, I will not mount you on anything. When I met him, he was in an angry mood, but when I met him again, he said, tell your companions that Allah or Allah's Apostle will provide you with mounts. Volume 8, Book 78, number 670. Narrated by Az Zuri. I heard Urwa bin Az Zubair, Said bin al-Musayyab, Alqama bin Waqas and Ubaydullah bin Abdullah bin Uqba relating from Aisha, the wife of the Prophet, the narration of the people, i.e. the liars, who spread the slander against her, and they said what they said, and how Allah revealed her innocence. Each of them related to me a portion of that narration. They said that, Aisha said, then Allah revealed the 10 verses starting with, verily, those who spread the slander. 24.1121, all these verses were in proof of my innocence. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, who used to provide for Mr. some financial aid because of his relation to him, said, by Allah, I will never give anything, in charity, to Mr. after what he has said about Aisha. Then Allah revealed, and let not those among you who are good and are wealthy swear not to give any sort of help to their kinsmen. 24.22, on that, Abu Bakr said, yes, by Allah, I like that Allah should forgive me. And then resumed giving Mr. the aid he used to give him and said, by Allah, I will never withhold it from him. Volume 8, Book 78, number 671. Narrated by Abu Musa al-Ash'ari. I went along with some men from the Ash'ariyin to Allah's Apostle, and it happened that I met him while he was in an angry mood. We asked him to provide us with mounts, but he swore that he would not give us any. Later on, he said, by Allah, Allah willing, if ever I take an oath to do something, and later on I find something else better than the first, then I do the better one and give expiation for the dissolution of my oath. Volume 8, Book 78, number 672. Narrated by al-Musayyab. When the death of Abu Talib approached, Allah's Apostle came to him and said, say, La ilaha illallah, a word with which I will be able to defend you before Allah. Volume 8, Book 78, number 673. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's Apostle said, following two words, sentences or utterances that are very easy for the tongue to say, and very heavy in the balance of reward. And the most beloved to the gracious Almighty, and they are, Subhan Allah wa bihamdi, Subhan Allahi al-Azim. Volume 8, Book 78, number 674. Narrated by, Abdullah. Allah's Apostle said a sentence and I said another. He said, whoever dies while he is setting up rivals along with Allah, i.e. worshipping others along with Allah, shall be admitted into the hell fire. And I said the other. Whoever dies while he is not setting up rivals along with Allah, i.e. worshipping none except Allah, shall be admitted into paradise. Volume 8, Book 78, number 675. Narrated by Anas. Allah's Apostle took an oath for abstention from his wives, for 1 month, and during those days he had a sprain in his foot. He stayed in a mashraba, an upper room, for 29 nights and then came down. Then the people said, O Allah's Apostle, you took an oath for abstention from your wives, for 1 month. On that he said, a month can be of 29 days. Volume 8, Book 78, number 676. Narrated by Abu Hazim. Sal bin Sa'd said, Abu As said, the companion of the Prophet, got married, so he invited the Prophet to his wedding party, and the bride herself served them. Sal said to the people, do you know what drink she served him with? She infused some dates in a pot at night and the next morning she served him with the infusion. Volume 8, Book 78, number 677. Narrated by Sauda, the wife of the Prophet, one of our sheep died and we tanned its skin and kept on infusing dates in it till it was a worn-out water skin. Volume 8, Book 78, number 678. Narrated by Aisha. The family of the Prophet Muhammad never ate wheat bread with meat for 3 consecutive days to their fill, till he met Allah. Volume 8, Book 78, number 679. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. Abu Talha said to Sulaym, I heard the voice of Allah's Apostle rather weak, and I knew that it was because of hunger. Have you anything to present to the Prophet? She said, yes. Then she took out a few loaves of barley bread and took a veil of hers and wrapped the bread with a part of it and sent me to Allah's Apostle. I went and found Allah's Apostle sitting in the mosque with some people. I stood up before him. Allah's Apostle said to me, has Abu Talha sent you? I said, yes. Then Allah's Apostle said to those who were with him, get up and proceed. I went ahead of them, as their forerunner, and came to Abu Talha and informed him about it. Abu Talha said, O Sulaym, Allah's Apostle has come and we have no food to feed them. Sulaym said, Allah and his Apostle know best. So Abu Talha went out, to receive them, till he met Allah's Apostle. Allah's Apostle came in company with Abu Talha and they entered the house. Allah's Apostle said, O Sulaym, bring whatever you have. So she brought that barley bread and Allah's Apostle ordered that bread to be broken into small pieces, and then Sulaym poured over it some butter from a leather butter container, and then Allah's Apostle said what Allah wanted him to say, i.e. blessing the food. Allah's Apostle then said, admit 10 men. Abu Talha admitted them and they ate to their fill and went out. He again said, admit 10 men. He admitted them, and in this way all the people ate to their fill, and they were 70 or 80 men.